decent. At least decent and or better, I hope. But if not, hang in there. The big wheel keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling, rolling. Okay. Today, let's do, I've got my egg bites. I'll show you my egg bites. These are actually egg bites with turkey bacon, and they are made in the microwave. They are like a frozen meal that you can get now. I'm not sure what they cost, like versus the Starbucks or the Dunkin' price, but they're really good. Okay, so we will do a snack rant, because it's been a doozy. So if you feel like being nosy, stick around. Alright, so where do I even start? Cranberry juice. So my stepdad was a piece of shit, like my real dad. I stand 10 toes down. 10 toes down. If I had 20 toes, if I had 100 toes, they'd all be down on that. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my real dad, my bio dad, passed like a year and a half ago. I'm his only bio kid, and then I have his only bio grandkids, and he passed and never really made amends for being the worst. It's crazy to me that these men are dying and not making amends and not admitting their wrongs. One of them kind of tried, but okay. So now my bio dad had pancreatic cancer, and I was there for his last several months, talking to him, basically flying out there and whatever you're supposed to do. And then he passed. He didn't leave us anything, and he worked for the same place for 1,000,000 years. He lived in a $300,000 house. He was married for the last 10 years. He left it all to her, which essentially is leaving it all to her kids and her grandkids, typical of my dad. My dad was always like a womanizer, a cheat, big drinker, selfish. I barely saw him. He was largely estranged. So then enter my stepdad. Shitty in so many ways. I was a parentified kid. This guy couldn't even watch his own kids. Like when my mom worked nights, my stepdad would get home from work, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't play sports. I couldn't hang out with friends because he couldn't watch his own kids. So my siblings are 6 years younger than me, 9 years younger than me, and 10 years younger than me. So I completely raised them every evening after school while he did network marketing shit in his room and played with his guns. So I say all that to bring you up to speed to yesterday. Okay, so he has Parkinson's. He is essentially dying I've learned a lot about. Like, I have a lot of resentments for not just telling my bio dad, like, how I really felt, and not getting clarification on things, not, like, on clarification on, like, dude, if you're not leaving me anything, put me in the know. Like, put me in the know, you know? Slap me in the face while you're here. And I don't just mean me, like, you have grandkids. Like, anything to smooth over something in their life. Like, a teenager, we're trying to get her a car. You know, if they want to take, like, a class or something, like, you would put zero thought into any of it. I'm not doing that again with my stepdad. So, everybody's like, oh, somebody's dying. You should really, like, be as nice to them as possible. Like, I'm not subscribing to that religious nonsense. You are what you are. You did what you did. You're gonna have to send your shit. Now, I will be nice and civil, but I'm not flying out anywhere. I'm not kissing anybody's arse. So every once in a while he'll text, like, you know, thinking about you or something nice, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, we love you, whatever. But there's no, like, bond or anything. He's never like visited. We visited one time, like, last year or the year before. He's never done anything for my kids or me. Like, I don't mean financial things. Like, he's never took any of us to, like when I was growing up, or like to a park, on a walk. Nothing. So he's, like, losing it. He has been for years. Like, he's a prepper, big time prepper. Actually, his wet dream since I was a kid was, like, being a hero, like killing somebody, being the hero, like, so, you know, the last couple of years, he's a dying man, and he's still, like, all wrapped up in this end of the world, post-apocalypse, like, prepping and having all your guns and all that ready. Like, having a bug out bag, and it's cool to be prepared, you know, a little bit prepared, but it's your lifestyle. Like, that's your whole lifestyle. And don't dampen, like, don't just text people out of the blue, like, do you have this? Because the world's ending every, like, few months or something. Like, bro, I'm trying to watch a movie or I'm playing with my kids. Don't send me that shit. I'll try to be as nice as possible. Like, the first few times, like, yeah, I'm not really interested in talking about that right now. Especially when he gets into religion. Like, dude, you're a habitual cheater. Like, didn't pay child support. But you're the party of family values now. And talking about God, and I'm like, this man never, like, my mom would be in church with us by herself. But now, got this, got that, like, well, if there is a God, you got some talking to do when you get up there. You got some explaining to do, bud. So anyways, I've decided, like, the damage of having two shitty dads in my life and what that did to me, like, in my early dating life. Like, I would have so much, like, fix it. I'll do it. Excuses, excuse making. You know, trying to be the glue that holds everything together while somebody spends all the money and does whatever the hell they want, doesn't come home. But I would feel guilty for complaining or for setting a boundary or for leaving. And I'm like, wow, this like illegitimate guilt, this like, is it illegitimate? Unreasonable guilt for like setting boundaries and not accepting behaviors like that makes no sense, and it has screwed me over time and time again. So I'm not doing it anymore. Also, I used to have this thing where I didn't want people to be mad at me. Like people pleasing. People pleasing. So I'd just be like, well, I don't know. Yeah, like, it's over. So yesterday he sends this group text. And it's like a YouTube or something of the end of the world coming. And under it, you know, is his little text. And I read the text. I didn't have time to watch. I was watching Bodies last night. So I did not have time to watch his stupid video. And I wasn't going to anyways. But his comment said something about like, you know, the end is near, the science is proving it, and it's time to get right with religion and God. And I was watching the movie, so I just texted back, or he's like, love you all. And I texted back like, love you too. Yeah, the end's inevitable, so, you know, if you just do right by people, and there is a judgment day, you really shouldn't worry about the end of the world, if you believe in God. And I think that struck like one of his chords, because he's like, did you watch the video? And I was like, it's been 2 seconds, how would I watch your stupid video? I didn't say that. I was like, no, I'm watching a movie right now. Now my stepdad, my mom's current husband, so that's my stepdad. No, my mom has another, because they got divorced. My mom and my stepdad got divorced. They were together for like 20 years. They got divorced. And she's remarried now. But my mom has a type, okay? And they actually all knew each other from before. Like, they're all from the same town, and there's no ill will. Like, they just know of each other, so they like chat and stuff. But they're both kind of like prepper, ultra conservative, say weird things. So my stepdad's always like cheerleading this stuff. And he comments like, yeah, I've got my bug out bags ready, ammo, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is not something I'm investing what's left of my mental health in. So I'm going to leave this conversation. I don't know why you'd include, I don't know how many times I have to make it clear that I'm not interested in this. Conspiracy theory. Not that it's total conspiracy. There's a lot of bad stuff going on, and not that I think they have it right. And he said something back that was like a little bit like, I don't know, weird. I can't remember what it was. Like, why are you passing judgment or something like that? Really, I think I struck a nerve when I said like, well, there's nothing to worry about if you did right by people. And I kind of meant to. Like, I don't owe anybody money. made mistakes, but I live in a men's, you know. My kids have been on vacations and to parks, and like all the basic needs were always met, and they had health, like therapy and whatever, you know. Like, I did my best, and you did your worst. Anyways, I just left the group. I was like, okay, adios, and I was like, okay, let me watch my movie. He's gotta call me. So I'm like, hello. He goes, well, did you watch the video? I was like, dude, I said I'm watching a movie. And oh no, I said one more thing before I exited the conversation. I said, well, I know an addiction when I see one, because they're addicted. They're addicted to like watching these scary YouTubes and instilling fear and fear mongering, and they do this all the time. You know, they send these group messages. Everybody be worried about this. So anyways, I said, I know an addiction when I see one, and I exited. And he called me and he's like, well, what does that mean? And I was like, obsession, bleak, like, why don't you try to brighten somebody's day once in a while? Stop sending me this. You have like 1 year left on this planet, maybe. And so why are you even preparing for the future? Like, I understand if you were like just trying to warn us, but no, he's like, we need to get our stuff together, and maybe we need to all like, it sounds like he wants to like move us all out to somewhere. I don't know. Not that he would. With what money? Dude. Maybe he could be scamming. He's a big scammer. Okay, so he might be trying to pull some shit together to get some money. I don't know what he's really up to. But he called me and he said something about the judgment stuff again, and I was like, if you're going to be a dickhead, goodbye. And then he texted me. Like, started getting snarky, and so I gave it right back to him. He's pushed everybody in his life away from him. Even friends, like not just family, friends, like everybody is just so sick of his shit. And it's pitiful. It's pitiful, to be honest, to watch this like bodybuilding amosexual deteriorate with no dignity because he cannot humble himself to foster relationships whatsoever. Like, you're really gonna take that to the grave. Anyway, I blocked him, I thought, and then I got on my iPad, and his messages were still coming through. So just like, at that point, I started getting like anxiety. I'm like, leave me alone. So, I don't know, I smoked, and like my phone rang, and I was like, who's this? But it was my brother, and he's like, is he calling you? And I was like, yeah. So we talked for like a half hour, and he's just like, I don't know, man, he's really lost it. So I don't know, for now, he's blocked. Maybe I'll revisit in like, a month. Maybe I'll unblock and be like, dude, you're on your way out. You need to know that, like, well, I need to get stuff off my chest, and I don't have to keep it. I can tell you exactly, like, what you did, and maybe that will give you time to speak to your doomsday God up there about how you've hurt people. Just the nature of your being. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. But I really don't care. Like, I deleted. This man will like fight with his family too. Like, his fist fight. They fist fight. So, like, he already has almost no of his original family. Like, several of his siblings do not speak to him at all. Like, this man's 60. I think he got in a fist fight with his sister. Now, when I say that, I know that sounds like terrible, but his sister's way tougher than him. Like, he's nothing now. He's just, like, withered away. He used to be tough, and his sister's, like, a bodybuilder. Like, she's tough. So, not that I'm not saying fight. I'm not saying. I'm just putting it out there that, like, it wasn't how you'd picture a dude and a woman. You know, it was. He got his ass served to him. Probably. I wasn't there. I had to hear about it secondhand. But most of them don't talk to him, and that's what I said when I was texting him too. I'm like, I am not the first person to tell you that you are an insufferable asshole. So start listening. I didn't have to do that. You know, I don't mean like I didn't have to give him a low blow. I meant I didn't have to give him I didn't even owe him that. You know, that's an honest and that's a helpful commentary. I don't know. He's got a wife. That poor thing. She's withered away to nothing. He's not very nice to her. And a lot of it is the fact that he is dying. You know, his body's betraying him. So of course there's going to be like, I can't imagine. I would be probably an a-hole too, but she can't handle it. She is just withering away. She already has. They don't. She had kids before him. So she has 3 teenagers, and they're triplets. So I have 1 teenager in my house right now. Can you imagine the triplets? And they're about the same age as mine. So I don't know. Both my dads have just like ruined women's lives, multiple women's lives, just ruined. Hey, I'm one of them. I mean, I'm luckily like I'm on the other side of it, but don't enable your sons. They were both first sons. And their moms, very sweet women, total enablers. It is what it is. If you watch this to the